A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twin Flame Union, and this is the part 2, the continuation of the channeling session titled as Divine Masculine Begins to Feel Genuine Apology Towards Divine Feminine. So in the last part, which is the first part, I spoke about all the, harsh feelings she felt because of him and all the wrong things he did to her. Especially the worst thing that he did to her was betrayal. In many cases, the divine feminine had bared their soul to the masculine, and they had even told him what all they have gone through, or that they have been betrayed in the past and it's not easy for them to fall in love again. It's not easy for them to believe again, In many subtle ways, if they did not say it directly through words, if the relationship was not that deep from, any one person's perspective. But the divine feminine genuinely dropped all those hints or signs that it's not so easy for her to trust again, to do this again, but she's gonna do it because she feels there is a lot of charm and there is a lot of like the divine masculine comes with that energy, that she's also completely like, wow, who is this person? Now that is a good thing they have initially, but these are also very narcissistic traits, because most narcissistic people or borderline narcissistic people can be very charming in the initial days or till the time they want a person to do what they want them to do. So she feels that divine masculine or the unawakened masculine made her do whatever he wanted her to do for him, for his pleasure. And it could be any pleasure, it could be just an ego boost via emotional support or verbal, validation of love. Like, she's this hot, beautiful woman or very attractive woman who's elder to him, or maybe there is some kind of a difference. And he feels like, if this type of a woman falls for me, so he does everything to make her believe that he is the right man for her. And then when she gives in completely to him. And as I said, it's not always necessary everything is done by words or via words. Maybe they went out for a date, where they walked with each other, holding hands in hands, watching the sunset. She kept her, head on his neck, and she told him that I feel really nice when I'm with you, and you make me feel so special. You're really special in my life. It's not always the exact words, but in some way or the other, she did believe him because he made her believe in the love. Now, why is this forgiveness thing coming? Is because, first of all, this particular thing always happens based on opposite polarity, which means that when the divine feminine forgives him, that's when he seeks for forgiveness. And when I say the word genuine, I said it in part 1, I'm saying it now, and I said it before the channeling before that, is because, you can sometimes pretend to forgive them, because so many people, are sharing their content on YouTube about Twin Flame, and you all are, I know you might have gone through many channels, and, you might have done a lot to feel better about yourself. Some of you could have tried law of attraction, it didn't work for you. Then you tried this meditation or that meditation. There is probably some twin flame meditation. You went to this person, that person, and nothing helped you as such. So then you realize that, okay, this is really painful. And then you stumbled upon this channel. This is what a lot of people have told me. Now, I'm going to give you the genuine channelings, because there are also channelings and love letters where the divine masculine is talking about how deeply he loves her. But at that point in time also, if any divine masculine, these words triggered a divine feminine, I have told them that maybe for you, it's the time to forgive. Forgive, surrender, and then forgive, because surrendering will help you forgive. But for some people, like right now, what I sense very strongly is that for some women, for some divine feminines, it's very important to wake up and smell the coffee beans. And this is the exact word that the guides gave me. Wake up and smell the coffee beans. What is wrong with you? Wake up. That's what they're saying. Wake up. Snap out of it. What is wrong with you? You know? That's because the divine feminine has completely lost her confidence. She feels that something sucked up her confidence. And that's obviously the unawakened masculine, because he used her. He used her in a very dirty way. Now, this is something that the guides are saying that he did do wrong to her. He did do wrong to her. Of course, if he would not have done wrong to her, she would not have received the soul shock. The soul shock is very much required for awakening, because the awakening process has also many stages. Some of the people who are in the twin flame journey have tried to explain it in their own ways, but the problem is that a lot of people are also selling the union, like the materialistic 3D union, and that is actually creating a lot of confusion in the lives of divine masculines and feminines. Because some of the feminines, a good number of feminines, have actually told me that I am in contact with him, he is messaging me, but I don't want to get back with him. Like, is it necessary that I have to get back to him, or is it necessary that I have to keep doing this runner-chaser dynamic? Because internally, in my heart and in my soul, and this happens specifically for people who are in the mission work, because, and I have read these comments. There was one lady who's a nurse in a hospital, or she's in some ward and she's doing really good work, saving a lot of people's lives, and she's working day and night. And the DM is contacting her again and again, and the same DM who was in separation, the same DM who was not talking to her, messaging her, and, had humiliated her. Now she's not feeling any feelings for him, no love for him, because she has found the mission work is giving her so much love. And this is the reason why I encourage people to find these things about themselves, because, you cannot find the true essence of love. And when you actually find true love, it is so blissful. This is the thing I want to sell to all of you, not the 3D union. Because 3D union is very small, very, 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 very small as compared to the bliss. Because when you feel the bliss, your understanding about everything on planet Earth is clear, especially Maya. The unawakened masculine has really hurt her and disrespected her. And it is the mission work and it is self-love that actually brings her back into the reality. And when reality hits hard or reality bites hard, then she suddenly realizes that she was also wrong. Because you should not give yourself to a man who has not proved his worth. And most of you will agree with me on this. You will resonate on this. That this energy, especially of the channeling, that none of the divine masculines did anything for the divine feminines. If you actually start writing down, or if you count on your fingers that, okay, this is what he did for me, this is what he did that for me, this is what he did for me, and that's what he did for me, and you'll realize that he probably did nothing much, actually, other than just verbally saying, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. Verbally, he would give a lot of... in India we say he would offer a lot of lollipops, a lot of candies, the lollipop of true love. So he would offer that and she would take it and she would be like, okay, he loves me, I'll trust him. That's because when the divine feminine gives a word to someone, and by word, whatever you say, that, okay, I will do this, I promise I will do this, I commit to you, she will make sure that no matter what happens, she will live up to that. That is how she's been programmed to work. And that's the reason why a lot of divine feminines have been taking care of their families for years and years. Even when the family has now become independent or they are better, she still likes serving everyone. She's still pleasing everyone. What do you want? You want this? Okay, I'll get you. You want this? Okay, I'll get you. You want this? Okay. But nobody really bothers to ask what does she want. Nobody is there for her, whether it is emotional or mental or anything physical, like something where you need, like physical labor or hand, as in a hand to help you, say, to move the furniture. Even those small things, she has not received much from anyone because she is like the man. She should be the superwoman, but they've made her Superman. She's not a man, she's a woman. Okay? That's why we call her divine feminine, because she has the divine feminine in her, but now she needs to raise the divine masculine emotionally, not physically, not like she should turn into a man. No, physically is a different thing. Emotionally and mentally is a different thing. And when I say emotional, mental, again, she's not supposed to become a man. She's supposed to remain the feminine, the woman, but wherever she needed the man, that is the area where she needs to become fully independent, but not from a physical construct, from a mental and emotional construct. Like she should know, the masculine energy is the source for her. Wherever she needs help, even if she makes mistakes, because it's alright to make mistakes, you should not have the fear of failure. Even if you're making mistakes, you know that source is there because you're honest about your mistakes. She'll make many mistakes, maybe, but as long as you're honest about making mistakes, and as long as you're, it's a fresh new mistake. On the ascension journey, many times we all make mistakes in terms of money, in terms of emotions, in terms of relationships. Like, she will be, especially here. And I also want to clarify, because there are some people who expect that all the channelings will resonate with them. If you feel all the channelings will resonate with you, then what about other people? You don't want to care about other people? You don't think that other people could be on a different trajectory than you, and maybe this is for them? I'm trying to cover as many people as possible in one channeling. And if you feel that your case is different, or you're going through something else, you need guidance, then you can take a personal session. Then that is a different thing altogether. But the divine feminines overall, they are, they make a commitment and they will live by it, even if it's hard for them. But the masculine is completely opposite. For him, he is going to make a commitment only when he wants to get something done. Like, he'll make promises very easily. Making promises is a very easy thing for him. Then he is not a true divine masculine. Then he's not even a divine masculine. He's not even a masculine. He's still unawakened, because unawakened men make promises only for, getting something done, or, they just want to, later on they will forget about it. And you'll ask them that, hey, didn't you say this, that you'll do this for me? Oh yeah, I said it, but I didn't mean it really. Or they would say, something came up, oh, I'm so sorry. Even if it is something very intense, like say for example, somebody's like this is one of the worst things. And I'm saying this because I was told about this, so I'm sharing this. So it's a divine feminine. She lost a family member who was very dear to her. So on that day, she got obviously she was in touch with the masculine. So she told the masculine that this is what has happened. He was in the same city. Despite being in another city, normally they were in a long distance relationship. Despite living in another city, you can say by chance, or it was God's grace, fortunately and unfortunately. So unfortunately for him, but fortunately for her, because she had to learn like this. He promised to come to her, not even promise. It's like, okay, I'll be there soon. Don't worry, I'll be there. And he doesn't turn up. So imagine you are dating someone, you claim to say that you just don't claim to say, but you claim that you love them. You say to them many times that I love you. And this person, this woman has lost someone who's very dear to her. You tell her, give me your address, I'll be coming to meet you, I'll see you, whatever. And on such a day, you don't turn up. So that gives the divine feminine a very big soul shock and a huge realization that what type of a love is this? This is sick. Like, I lost someone dear to me. It could not have been worse than this. And I was probably not even needing this person. I didn't even, think that this person would make it. This person contacts me on his own, messages me or writes to me or calls me, feels my pain, gives me some kind of those talks like, don't worry, everything will be okay. So a person who takes the address, messages, connects, doesn't turn up, this gives a very, she feels really sick about him. She feels, is this the person I was in love with? Like there is a level of selfishness most people have had in her life. But what is this? And when they talk again about this matter, he says, oh, I could not make it. I had to catch a flight. Or the worst, I thought that I could not handle all that. So what can you handle? You can handle the romantic messages. You can handle the love notes. You can handle all the ego massage you get from the Divine Feminine. But you can't handle her when she's crying for someone who has deceased. This is probably the worst, one of the worst things. And trust me, most divine masculines have done something or the other which is extremely inhuman and insensitive, which actually made the Divine Feminine believe that what type of a person is this? So this is the reason why the guides are saying, wake up. You cannot take this type of a treatment from anyone, even if that person is your twin flame. So what is it that you should do? You need to move on, right? You need to move on from this. You need to build yourself. You cannot, because these are the type of things that, this is just an example. What if it's a pet that is very close to you, and the pet passes over, and your DM knows how much you love the pet and how much you feel for the pet, and he's very much aware about it. And he tells you that I'll be coming to meet you whenever I can, as soon as possible. Normally that person should be there right there and then if they are in the same city. But if they cannot, for whatever reasons, which is understandable, if they make a plan on their own that I'll come to see you, and they don't turn up, and then after 2-3 days of silence, they come back to you and they say, hi, are you okay? Are you fine? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. That's it. Yeah, I'm okay now, I'm better now. There is this, elephant in the room that no one is wanting to, like, obviously it's for the Divine Feminine, not for the masculine, because he knows everything. He knows what wrong he's doing. He knows how he's hurting her. What gives him the kick is that she's still there for him. I have not done anything for this woman, and on top of that, I'm only doing bad to her. I'm hurting her. I am not living up to my commitments. I am not there for her when she needs me in really bad times. And still, she loves me. She is there for me. She's always picking up my phone calls. She's always answering my messages. She's always ready to meet me. Even if he says that, oh, I'm so sorry, I couldn't meet you that day. Is it okay if I come now after 3 days or 4 days? And she's like, yeah, it's okay. You can come. So he's like, wow. Now I can do anything I want. That is the reason why a lot of divine masculines also get into physically intimate situations with them, and that's when they run away. And again, let me tell you, this is also a very big wound and a very big insult for a woman. This is not a one-night stand, or this is not a fling, where both of the people, the man and the woman, have a mutual consent, or they have decided, yeah, no strings attached, or friends with benefits. Yeah, I'm not gonna, be like a boyfriend for you, or be like a... In fact, in many cases, those relationships are far better and more respectful because the expectations are very, very clear. So people who are in the friends with benefits situation, sometimes they feel much better than people who are in committed relationships, and especially if it's a twin flame thing, that's like this runner chaser dynamic is one of the worst dynamics to be in, like mentally very exhausting. And it's always exhausting for the Divine Feminine. Why? Because she's not the one running. The one who's running is the other person. She's the one who's chasing. So more than exhaustion, she's not exhausted by chasing, but she's heartbroken that she has to chase. And still she doesn't realize it. This is why the guides are saying, wake up. She doesn't realize that she's being insulted. She doesn't realize she's been ignored. She doesn't realize she's been treated badly. She has no practical approach in life. It's all emotional. Whatever he says, I love you. Oh my God. It's like the best thing on this planet. But what has he done for you? Has he shown his love in his actions or in his energy? No, it is just bogus words. And she believes that. So in this channeling, the feminine has woken up. And she's literally sitting down with a pen and a paper, and she's writing down on one side, she's writing down what all has he done for her. And then she's writing why does she like him. And then she is writing what does she want to see him in the future, changes in him. And she has nothing to write because she is not able to find out what he has done for her. She is not able to find out what he likes because she is very detached right now. You know, when you are in a lot of pain and when your Kundalini is rising, in your stages of awakening, there are many times when you feel like crying a lot. You feel like crying because you're so heartbroken, you're so helpless, you have nowhere to go. You cry, you surrender in front of the God, in front of universe, in front of source. You cry, you howl. You howl, you howl, you howl, you cry like a child. Like, what is wrong with me? Why is he doing this to me? Why is everyone doing this to me? She goes on and on and on and on. She cries for hours and hours and hours. And then she sleeps like a baby. Because she's released that baggage. She's not holding on to anything. You know? Sometimes we meet divine feminines because they are so programmed to be so strong and so this thing, and they've been doing it for 30 years, 40 years. They cannot even find out, like I have to really work with them during therapy sessions to find out the places where deep trauma is hidden because they are so numb and they've become so this thing that they cannot even find what is it. You know, they cannot pinpoint that place, that area. So I have to sit down with them in the sessions and we have to find out. We have to work, and in between sessions also I have to give them homework. I have to keep in touch with them because I want to keep reminding them that here, you know, you have a session. So we need to sometimes work on people because they have become so numb. They have numbed themselves so much. You know, trying to be strong. Whole life has gone in that. They cannot even find out. They know that they are in pain. They know they are suffering, but they don't know what exactly is it. Was it that the mother slapped her for looking pretty or talking to a boy? She cannot remember. We have to take her there. I have to take her there with the help of the guides. That's why I said we. We have to tell them, think about it. How did you feel? How did you feel? What happened then? I have to sit with people and listen to so many of their childhood stories. Because they cannot pinpoint on it. They cannot find. So we have to find, we have to find techniques. Sometimes we do hypnotherapy. Sometimes we do hypnosis. Sometimes we do this. And there are some of the girls who come for the therapy or the women. After one session, they cannot even come. They run away from me. They're running away from their own this thing, and then they start running away from the therapist also because they are not able to, they are so scared. They cannot face. So as long as you're going to be scared, you have fears, you'll never be able to release it. Because this is the pain. People are scared of the pain, So in this channeling session, this divine feminine, particular divine feminine, this energy is of a person. Now she could be in any age group, to be honest. She's done with this drama and she's telling the masculine, keep the drama for your mama. She literally says this and she's like, I'm done with it. I don't remember anything when he was nice to me. The only things I remember is how he hurt me, how much pain I went through him. And he hurt me during really insensitive situations. Like, it's not even humanly possible for another person to do this to another person. Like, how selfish could he be? How selfish? This is heights of selfishness. I cannot take this anymore. I don't have any respect for this person. Whatever divine masculine, whatever man or whatever boyfriend, lover, husband or, whatever it is, she's saying. I don't respect him anymore and I don't have time for this nonsense. And I am going to live my life. But I cannot live like this. I need to let go and I need to forgive him. I need to forgive him. Why do I need to forgive him? I need to forgive him. She thinks, like, what's the reason? The reason is very simple. The reason is because she wants to be peaceful. Because the more she thinks about him, the more angry she gets. But now she's been so angry. And I'm again talking about a divine feminine who has done the inner work. Or even if you don't want to use the cliched term inner work in the twin flame community, but she is somebody who now recognizes herself. At first, all of these stages happen in the twin flame journey, but actually these stages happen within you. Obviously, she was an awakened person. That's how she attracted the divine masculine. But she still did not have any practical understanding of love, because she was never really loved by anyone. Throughout her life and in her childhood, she was never really loved. And if your mother doesn't feed you enough, like when she doesn't breastfeed you enough, or another sibling is born and you're replaced by that sibling, you're very young, maybe you're 2 years old, 3 years old, but your mother suddenly is so busy with the new child, feeding the child, taking care of the child, bathing the child is howling and crying, that you're also a child. You're also a child. You're just 2 years old, maybe 1.5 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old. But there is a new child that has replaced you, and this child is howling and crying, and your mother is only concerned about this child. So it really hurts the child, because all human beings are looking for love. They just don't know that this is not real love. So this type of neglect and ignoring, then maybe the father is also not present. It's not easy. You look at the mother, she feels bad for the mother. In some cases, the mother is very helpless, like totally helpless. She cannot even stand for herself. She cannot fight for herself. Throughout her life, she's just taking bullshit from people. Then there are narcissistic mothers. Then there are different types of narcissism also. There's not just one. Two very clear type of narcissism is, one is which happens due to abandonment, and the other one is which happens due to excessive love, which the DM suffers from. Extra love, extra protection, extra caring, extra pampering. The child is idolized. The child is praised too much. The child is overvalued. So overvalued that he has no sense of humanity. He's insensitive. He doesn't know. He only knows that I don't want to do this. Oh, somebody died in the DF's family. Or she lost a pet. Or her own father or mother or somebody. Okay, it would be really bad environment. She would be in a bad mood. She would be crying. Everybody else would be crying. I can't handle this. It's too sadistic for me. He is not understanding that he has become a sadistic person by doing all this. So these are just examples I'm giving to you guys. Now the channeling's energy is such that the feminine has moved on from him, and she doesn't want him. She doesn't want him at all. She doesn't want to think about him, and after all this howling and crying and feeling bad, and for years and years she's been feeling bad, she literally feels, what the hell was I doing? Was I even talking to a human being, or was I communicating with a machine who has preset answers or reactions for everything? I definitely wasn't in touch with a human being, because if I was, in fact, I was not even in touch with my own self, because if I was, I would not have accepted this type of behavior even for half a day. Forget about doing it for 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. And now she's even saying words like good riddance. For some of them, if he has run away, he's not messaging, he's not replying, she's thinking good riddance, because every time he is in my life, I'm only unhappy. I feel anxiety, I feel trouble, I feel sleepless nights, I'm always waiting for something, like always waiting for a call or a message, or if I would see his notification, I would jump from my sofa or my couch, or I'll tell all my friends that, hey, look, he called me, he messaged me. She's like, what the hell I was doing? What the flying F was wrong with me? So the guides are saying, if you haven't woken up yet, then wake up. And those who are feeling this and those who have awakened, they are really feeling independent, very liberated. They don't need him anymore. And if he wants to come around, they are very clear that you got to prove your worth to me. You got to prove your worth to me. Today only, I read a comment. I don't remember the name right now while I'm doing the channeling, but the comment was hilarious, and it was also very deep, because the lady had written that the DM came back to her and kept coming back, and now, he was like, maybe we should take a bath together. And she was thinking, why should I? Is it necessary for me to take a bath with him? And it's a very practical, logical thing, like what has he done for me that I should take a bath with him? So I also replied to the lady that he needs to prove that he's worthy of that time, because those who are on the ascension journey, they lose touch with all these physical things. They don't find it important. As a child, when you're neglected, when you're totally ignored, you're not loved at all, you're not hugged enough, you're not caressed enough, you're not fed enough, you're not, no one is sleeping next to you. Imagine a 2-year-old, 3-year-old child sleeping alone on a bed, and no one's loving the child, but they're loving another child a lot. Maybe it's because of boy and girl difference. In some families in India it happens a lot. Or maybe the mother just abandoned the child, she gave her up for adoption. So during the time, when the baby is really small, where the baby is completely dependent on adult supervision and completely on, other people are going to feed the child, other people are going to bathe the child, clothe the child. Maybe the child is feeling cold, or maybe the child is, in some situation, the child is howling and crying and nobody comes. And the poor child just goes off to sleep after crying for so many hours, or after feeling unloved for so many hours. It is not a nice feeling, right? So this could have happened for years and years for her, and she attracted bullying, she attracted molestation, she attracted, because you're open and unprotected. So when somebody or something is unprotected, all these abusers and dark energies, dark entities will come to get some energy. That's how they get energy. They get energy from oppression. They get energy by secretly torturing someone, like most of the molesters do it. And they will get energy by making the person feel very small. And some of them do it in a very nice tone. A lot of people who are abusers, they talk very politely, they'll abuse very politely, and they'll make the other person look very bad. So these are all the things that I wanted to talk about in this channeling. This was the specific message. Now in the opposite polarity, the divine masculine is feeling bad about it, that he has treated her so badly. But this is only happening because she is genuinely letting it go, genuinely. Okay, she's not playing the game, she's not deceiving the universe. She's not, because when you are going to deceive the universe knows how to fix you up, or you'll keep going through those feelings. Your own feelings tell you everything. Your own feelings. If you feel genuinely blissful, very happy, relaxed, you're not thinking about him at all, none of the thoughts are bothering you, and even if some thoughts bother you, it's more about questioning the practicality of it. Like, seriously, should I think about such a person? Should I give any importance? Or should I even be negative? Because if I'm going to be negative, I'll burn my own heart. It's negativity is like burning coal. The one who holds it get burned by it. This is what Buddha had said. So now she doesn't want to hold on to this negativity. She's like, I forgive him. He's not perfect. I wasn't perfect, because if I was perfect, then I would not have accepted it. It is my fault too. She's taking the ownership for it. She's not one of those people now who's blaming, because as long as you're blaming the other person, you have not reached there yet. Now she's not blaming. Now she's like questioning. Like, is this even good? Is this even possible? Is it real? Should I do this to myself? Do I deserve this? Do I really deserve this? I don't deserve this. What do I deserve? Do I deserve to run after another person now after this? No. I just want to chill. I just want to take a chill pill, and I just want to take a nap. I just want to relax. I just want to paint a picture. I want to sing a song. I want to dress up. I want to look beautiful. I want to go out. I want to take a nice lunch meal on my own. I want to, live with my pets. I want to renovate my house. I want to earn money. I want to do this, so on and so forth. She is now able to do this for herself. Now, whether she's done it on her own, whether she's done it after therapy, whatever it is, but she's starting to realize her worth. And she wants any man who's going to be with her should prove himself to her first. She's not desperate anymore, because they were never desperate. It's just that they wanted to please the other person, so they would do whatever they want. That's not love. That's lust. And she realizes that. And he, on the other hand, now is realizing what a horrible mistake he has done. Whether he's realizing on its own, whether he has to suffer because of it, whether it's the karmic who's tortured him. I won't discuss that in this channeling, because this channeling is not for that. It's only for this message. Thank you so much. One love and peace out.